Hello and welcome one and all, I am Old School Gamer 1971. A special shout out to Moomin and Pro Predator 49XX. Hope you're all having a great day and are staying safe. Today's subject matter is A Plague's Tale: Innocence for the PlayStation 5. Before we begin, if you enjoy the video, give it a big thumbs up, like, share everywhere, and if it pleases you, check out my channel and subscribe. So without further ado,
My dog.
A Plague's Tale: Innocence is a stealth adventure game developed by Asobo Studio that released for the PlayStation 5 in 2021. Right, so I've not just lost my marbles having turned 50, nor have I suddenly become forgetful. I do know I did review the game for the PlayStation 4 in 2019, but at the time I did not put a number on it, and at the time and still do feel that this is an underrated game, so any old excuse for reviewing it again and putting the game in the spotlight once again. Whilst not a sequel, we do in fact know that we are getting one. The sequel was announced at the Summer Game Fest, and we know it is releasing sometime next year. This surprised me first time round. I don't know what exactly I was expecting, but this exceeded my expectations in both graphics and gameplay. Bang on. Asobo Studios is a French developer based in Bordeaux and was established in 2002. Starting off in the early years developing PlayStation 2 games, they've made several Disney games and have made games for multiple platforms. Not being a fan of racing games, I did not play Crew 2. This is probably their biggest success to date outside the recent Microsoft Flight Simulator. I really enjoyed A Plague's Tale on PlayStation 4 and will be getting A Plague's Tale Requiem on day of release. Set in the year 1348 during the 100-Year War that actually lasted 116 years, but that doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? You play as Amicia, a noble-born young woman who, after the English attack her family's home, escapes with her younger brother Hugo with the help of her mother. Did I mention that there's a plague wreaking havoc in Europe at this time? You must avoid the rats, the English, and even the locals who have gone quite mad. Yes, it is a bit of an escort mission, yet doesn't really feel that way. Spoilers, things change later in the game. There is a little bit of combat, but it's not at every turn. So is this A Plague's Tale: Innocence, or is it a germ-ridden pestilence? Right, let's start off with the stealth. To me, it is Marmite. You either love it or hate it. Likewise, it is either good stealth or crap stealth. I've never heard anyone saying the stealth is okay. What I like here is how spot on their line of sight works. This makes some heart-pounding moments and some fantastic escapes. Next up, we have crafting. Now you will have to scrap to get that new equipment. Yes, you can just pick up wherever, whenever, but then you'll be getting those upgrades further down the line. This encourages you to search further adrift, risking it for a chocolate biscuit. Nothing is worse than having one item missing from your ingredients for that all-important upgrade. And finally, we have some chase/combat. As you're not a big strong brute of a character with a sword, you instead have a sling, your wits, and strong language without the strong language. You will be being chased often, which is a trial and error affair. You can find yourself in a dead end. It is remembering what way to go. This does get your heart racing. Using a sling is also rather cool. You will have to find the weak spots. The first boss, you shoot his armour off before a single shot to the face being a killing blow. This all works well and are just some of the mechanics on show in this game. I will say that the world looks damn fine. The PlayStation 5 polish has somehow made this hidden gem look even crisper. Whether it's in the forest, indoors, in a village or a grand church, they all look fantastic and polished to the nth degree. Likewise, the characters look the part. Costumes look authentic. Whilst this has been something quite common in games, I do feel that the looks of this game make it worth mentioning, as if they got this wrong it would have dragged you out of the game every cutscene. Adding the mannerisms on show here from the characters does make the game run smoother and pleasing to the eye. Now let's talk about the rat problem, or lack thereof. The swarm looks fantastic, and seeing what it can do, and experiencing several deaths myself, I can say it is a big threat to Amicia's well-being. It is so good to see this not just work well, but the rats being the threat that it was supposed to be. So how does this visually compare to the original? It is noticeable, I will say that. You don't need to see them running side by side to see the improvements. It runs smoother, and the improved textures make this a delight to experience. What I'm saying is, if you have experienced this game before, the improvements to this game, visually or otherwise, make it worth your while taking a second look.
It's a monk. The other brother. We're going to have to climb up. I'll have to put the torch down.
No, please!
Calm down. There's a torch holder. We'll still have light.
But then what?
We'll find something.
So let's start with the ambient sound. This works well in setting the mood. This is what is needed to start the atmosphere, but it is when you add in the background music. You see, with this game they use music when it is time to add to the suspense, or when something needs it story wise. Yes, this has been done many times before, but this is well done and does what it sets out to do. Now, the voiceover. Whilst I do not speak any other languages, I am English after all, I normally prefer the native language and read the subtitles, as normally the emotion is there in the original voiceover that is normally lacking from the dubbed language, except in Bruce Lee movies where the dubbing brings about fits of laughter. Here the voiceover has emotion, the characters cared about their performance, and boy does it show. It brings the story to life and is worthy of a mention. And yes, I am hopeful for this quality to continue into the upcoming sequel. Oh, and if you do have 3D headphones, wear them. This adds to the atmosphere and makes the game even more immersive. To say this game drew me in would be quite the understatement. At every turn I wanted to see what would happen to Amicia and Hugo, if someone was going to help them, only to see them stand alone again, normally because of some gruesome happening. This game exceeded my expectations in almost every way. The game is playable, but never easy. At the same time, it is never overly hard, and when you do progress, you do feel that you've achieved something. I will be going back to this game as it is on my bucket list, along with games like Control. And whilst it may not be my next game or the following one, it is always in the conversation. It just plays so well and time just flies past. So who should play this game? Who should own this game? Anyone who has played a stealth game and enjoyed it will probably enjoy this game. So Deepin and Shane should play this and enjoy. Even I enjoyed it, and I am not a massive fan of stealth games. Give it a try, you might just get a big surprise. So a Plague Tale Innocence it most definitely is, and earns itself a solid 9.4 out of 10. I'm off to lay down a million rat traps. Best to be safe.
Hurry now. Follow the river. It will lead you to Laurentius.
And it is done. If you found this video interesting or have any suggestions, please comment down below, as it will put a big old smile on this old face. Let's get the conversation started. I will answer you all. I post new content every week. Have a great day one and all, and thank you for your support. This has been Old School Gamer 1971. signing off.